clarity is the single greatest multiplier of your results. He said, George, clarity is a multiplier. Let me say that again. Clarity is a multiplier. The clearer you are about what matters, the faster you move and the fewer mistakes you make and the more momentum that you build. If I could only accomplish 3 things today, which 3 things would move my business forward? And the psychology here is when you lock in that one, must win, you reduce overwhelm and build momentum. Think of it like setting your minimum success guarantee for the day. And so when you got those 3 outcomes and you got the one win, everything else is just going to be white noise, but you're also going to find that they're going to drive you forward. It's never too late to start living and creating the life that you're meant to live, but you've got to take action. Welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. Listen, every day you wake up, you face 2 choices. You can lead the day or you can let the day lead you. And here's the truth. Most entrepreneurs miss this. Clarity is the single greatest multiplier of your results. The problem? Most people start their day reacting instead of leading. I know I do that a lot of times. Today, I'm going to share a 5-minute habit that I've started using that will help you to create laser clarity before you even check your phone so that you can walk into your day making $1 million decisions instead of $10 decisions. So let's start with this. When I was building my first multi-million-dollar company, I was the CEO of this company. I remember waking up every morning and diving straight into email. Some days I actually even still do that, but I try to catch myself. And, it feels really productive until you realize that you spent your first 2 hours of your day solving everybody else's problems. And, one of my mentors told me early on, who he had built and sold multiple companies. He said, George, clarity is a multiplier. Let me say that again. Clarity is a multiplier. The clearer you are about what matters, the faster you move and the fewer mistakes you make and the more momentum that you build. Let me say that again. When you have clarity, it's a multiplier because it really dictates how fast you move, the fewer mistakes you make, and the more momentum that you build. And he challenged me to start my day without opening email, social, Slack, all of the, your mobile apps, and instead spend 5 intentional minutes setting your outcomes for the day. I didn't just say your tasks, your outcomes for the day. And that shifted everything for me when I was building that company. And I've gotten back to it recently. And so I want to talk to you today about this 5-minute habit and what the steps are and how to do it. So the first step is write your top 3 outcomes for the day. So remember, you're going to sit down, write the top 3 outcomes for the day. And notice I said outcomes, not tasks. Most of us make a list. A task is send a proposal, for example, or answer your email, or even if they're important tasks, they're not outcomes. Outcomes would be close the 50K deal to sign a contract, or move something forward to launch your next product, or something that's an outcome that you're looking for, not the task to get it. And the subtle difference forces you to think about results instead of activity. This is the whole point of this. When you write down your 3 outcomes for the day, you're not looking to be active and busy, you're looking to get things done. So ask yourself, if I could only accomplish 3 things today, which 3 things would move my business forward? Now remember, this is not a organizational strategic meeting. We're talking about a 5-minute habit. 3 outcomes that'll move your business forward that are outcomes, not tasks. And write them, this is another just kind of tip I do, write them in a success-focused tone. Instead of finish, a presentation, write deliver world-class presentation to XYZ client that earns their trust. Does that make sense? So write it in a very success-oriented, focused tone, and that will really give some power to those 3 outcomes. The second step is to define your one win for the day. You got 3 outcomes you're looking for. What's the win today? This is your non-negotiable victory for the day. It's got to happen today no matter what. And the psychology here is when you lock in that one, must win, you reduce overwhelm and build momentum. Even if the day goes completely sideways, you got the one win. You're going to stack those wins like I talked about yesterday. And so here's some examples. Like Maybe it's lock in a meeting with your top prospect, or hire the assistant who frees up your time, or record your next 3 podcast episodes, or contact and create a scheduled appointment with that big client. Think of it like setting your minimum success guarantee for the day. And so when you got those 3 outcomes and you got the 1 win, everything else is just going to be white noise, but you're also going to find that they're going to drive you forward. So those are the first 2 steps. The third step is create a focus statement. Remember, this is just a 5-minute exercise. 3 outcomes, 1 win. Create a focus statement that keeps you focused for the day. This is the 1-sentence mindset anchor for the day. It's the statement you're going to keep kind of throwing out there. For an example, I operate with confidence and clarity in every decision. I operate in confidence and clarity in every decision. This does 2 things. It trains your subconscious to look for alignment in your day, and it keeps you steady when the day starts to throw you curveballs. Okay? And write it down, physically write it down, because reading it back each morning creates a compound effect when you read this statement back. And so we've got 3 outcomes, 1 win, make a killer statement. Let me tell you why this 5-minute habit works. First, the decision fatigue that you have right now is killing your productivity. Most entrepreneurs make most of their decisions, or let's say you make more decisions in a day than most people do in a week, and so it's just overload. Entrepreneurs are constantly making decisions, and when you have these 3 outcomes and the single win, it really helps you to eliminate that decision fatigue. Also, this habit sort of front loads all of your decision making. So it's your litmus test. If you have these 3 outcomes, 1 win, all the other decisions can get made a lot quicker during that day. And it also keeps you in proactive mode. What we find happens is you get up in your day and already somebody's hijacked it or things have hijacked it. This gives you proactive intention to be able to drive your day. So, I recommend highly that you take this little 5-minute habit. There's zero excuse. It's 5 minutes. There's no question. If you lock those 3 outcomes and that 1 win in, you are going to get to the next level. I promise you. And so, look, if this episode has given you a little bit of a framework that gives you clarity, I'd really encourage you to share this idea with others that you might be working with, your team, the leadership around you, your partners. Because when you share concepts and ideas, it helps you to lock it in as well. And so when you do that, it helps you create clarity, compounds your results faster. And then your circle, this is really important, your inner circle and the people around you, they are aligned with what you're doing. Does that make sense? So I hope that's a habit that maybe helps you. If you're serious about multiplying your efforts and getting more results, listen, I encourage you to go over to Authority Media Network and take that authority scorecard that we have, because I think there's a new scorecard we have that helps you to pinpoint really where your clarity and gaps are inside your business. It's based on authority, but if you don't have clarity in your business and your message and your avatar and the people you're working with, then that lack of clarity also works against you in these areas. So I'm just going to kind of recommend you go do that. But other than that, I really appreciate you being here with me on the podcast. I really, really do think that it's never too late to start living and creating the life that you're meant to live, but you've got to take action. And so sometimes I do these quick episodes because I want you to have a strategy, a concept, a tip, a technique that you can start to use. So test it out. Let me know what you think. I'd love to know if it works for you, and I'd love to know what it is that you're doing to help you get your day started better with clarity and intention. And I look forward to hearing from you. So once again, this has been the Daily Mastermind. Have a great day.